Who is your daddy, and what does he do?
It looks like a pink nightmare.
Christmas as in Yule log. Not a log, I don't have a log.
It's Father's Day.
All that I have, all that I've learned, everything I feel, all this and more, I bequeath you, my son.
Your father was Frankenstein, and your mother was the Lightning.
We named the dog Indiana. I am your father.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another thrilling episode of Three Geeky Dads, the show that now comes with a free Tito action figure. Press the button and hear him say, Meta. I am Mark.
I'm Derek.
I'm Kung Fu Brian.
With real Kung Fu action.
And Kung Fu Grip.
Oh, I know.
Ouch.
Ooch. Ooh. And with us, as always, is the Casey Jones to our Ninja Turtles, our Tito, our life-size action figure.
I like that. I like the Casey Jones. Well done.
Yeah, see?
I'll take it.
And good Casey Jones.
And the
Elias
good one.
Code, not fucking Green Arrow. Or was it Green Arrow?
Oh, it was green. Yeah, Stephen
right.
Amell.
Yeah, the good one. The good one.
I wanna
The
like
one
that.
who
It was
Stephen Amell was Casey Jones. And
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
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 it
it
was,
was, yes.
You're the Chris
You're the-
Maloney lookalike one.
The Elias Koteas?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
Elias
yeah.
That was
Koteas.
him. He came back for part 3,
He did.
and that's what I did.
Oh,
I came back for part 3.
Nice.
It was a lucrative deal.
he needed the money, folks. Not that we pay him, but tonight the dads will be discussing a movie that we were a little tardy to the party due to one of the dads being a complete jerk and waiting too long to see it. I don't want to name names, but it rhymes with Mark. So at last we will be weighing in on the latest rump in the MCU, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Be warned, for those like me who held out and still haven't seen this movie, there will be spoilers. But what will not be spoiled is our appetizer to start this pod course off with. And for that, I turn things over to our own Brian Can Cook. Brian.
Pod course. I like that.
Yeah,
Pod course.
Pod course.
Boom.
The Great Courses with Mark Macrino.
Yeah, you can see the genius just crawling right out of my or earwax. I don't know.
It's like the end of Wrath of Khan.
It is those
Little things crawling out of your ear.
Khan puts them in there for me to write a intro every day.
Things in our bodies made us do things.
Alpha City 5. Wessel.
Okay, so our appetizer today.
My boy says he can eat 50 eggs, he can eat 50 eggs.
The universe as we know it is vast and seemingly infinite. And if that little fact wasn't mind-blowing enough for you, some theorize that our universe, with all its hundreds of billions of galaxies, almost countless stars spanning billions upon billions of light years, may not be the only one. Instead, there may be an entirely different universe, distantly separated from ours, and another, and another. Actually, there may be an infinite number of universes, a multiverse, if you will. And just as our little planet, tucked away in our own little corner of our own little universe, is home to countless stories, just imagine the possibilities when characters and stories from other universes collide with our own to create new adventures and situations. The possibilities are nearly as endless as the multiverse itself. In honor of the fact that we are finally getting around to taking on Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness,
Sorry.
we geeky dads thought it would be fun this week to come up with some multiversal madness of our own. So don your cloaks of levitation, your sling rings, or even your vaulting boots of Valtor, and come along with us on a wild ride through our own personal multiverse crossovers.
Nice.
Nicely put.
I'll go first.
Tito,
All right.
Anyway.
I had a lot of trouble with this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, I was thinking there's a lot of, some of my favorites, Age of Apocalypse, Old Man Logan, Flashpoint, and I was like racking my brain. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to make up my own. And it's called Three Geeky Dads, Elseverse.
Oh boy.
Ooh. Yeah. So it's short. It's short and sweet. And,
Because we all
to
die
the point.
quickly.
Yeah. They all hit their heads and go to sleep forever. So in this universe of
Rip Van Reynaud.
the Three Geeky Dads podcast, Brian,
Yeah.
He ain't never seen the Star Wars. He's never seen it. And he thinks Zack Snyder is a visionary genius.
Wow.
One of the greatest of our times.
Wow. I'm not liking this.
In this Three Geeky Dads universe, Derek thinks Jubilee is a cultural icon. He also thinks Batman is a spoiled rich kid and the Bat family is entirely too big. Yeah, there's way too many of those kids. And then in this universe, Mark thinks John Carpenter's Thing is a big pile of shit. And Tom Atkins is a talentless hack.
Oh,
Did you
Yes.
say Atkins?
Atkins.
Atkins. Oh, I thought
Yeah,
you said
yeah, yeah.
Atkins.
He's a hack.
He's a hack.
That's what you
Hack-
call him in this
hack
world.
Wow.
so in this multiverse movie, do we face off against each other?
No,
ourselves?
it's this.
I'd
only
like to
every
hunt me
episode,
down
You know,
and
we never talk
kick
about
my
the
ass.
Thing or Batman or Star Wars.
Oh, the Star Wars.
And it's just a different podcast.
Wow.
We
Wait,
should do
what
an
about-
episode of that.
What about
We
you?
should do an episode.
We should totally do an episode.
Tito,
like
what-
So
that.
you don't exist.
I
in
didn't
this
do me. Yeah.
Really?
Really? So in this one,
So-
it's
so there-
really just three geeky dads. There's
Yeah.
no
That's
team.
the most
Yeah.
non-meta thing
And
I've
you
ever
guys
heard.
never
I know.
met me.
Yeah, that's
We
right.
never met.
Wow.
It's so non-meta. There's no Tito.
I'm a banker, and we never met because all I care about are numbers and money.
Wait, how is that different from the real you?
In this universe, he likes alligator. It's his favorite.
That's
That's
yeah, it's my
right.
favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, Alligator is his favorite movie.
I want to punch all of these people. So you basically,
They're a good group.
yeah.
Yeah,
They're a good fun
I can
group.
I can see the comic book cover. You know,
Yeah.
it's like all of us like faced off against each
Yeah.
other.
We all have Star Trek evil.
Yeah,
goatees.
evil goats.
What's it
Wait
look
a
like?
minute.
I'm
No, we're all
kicking
clean
my
shaven.
ass.
We're all Kevin Ambles.
And we talk a lot about algebra. There's a lot of algebra talk.
Math talk.
Yeah, a lot
This
of
is the math
talk.
corner part of our podcast.
Ryan Bramsey, Rerick, Daynard, and Mark McCrena just doesn't work.
It's like wormholes. It's like 3 hours
I
of
can't have an
wormholes.
evil name.
A lot of pushing up glasses. Well,
Yeah.
actually,
Wow. And that's my multiverse.
That's
we
a
should
good
totally
one.
do an
I
episode.
like
That is a
of
good
that.
one. Yeah, I'll go next. Sure. In another time, in a world filled with madness, an evil corporation has since taken over the world with an ancient magic that has shattered peace, hope, almost all of humanity. The company is Silver Shamrock. A once Halloween mask company, now a global regime with Robot patrolling the streets. Robots patrolling the streets. Robot.
Just one. Just one robot.
Robot.
He's really big though.
He's a big robot. And killer masks placed on those who do not fall into line and serve the predecessors of Silver Shamrock founder Connell Cochran. Lone survivor of the first attack on Silver Shamrock, Dr. Chalice can no longer fight alone. He seeks the help of former radio personnel Stevie Wayne to use her connections to call out those who would form a team, a resistance against Silver Shamrock. Napoleon Wilson, George Nada, Laurie Strode, Snake Plissken, and Childs. Together, they are the Carpenter Crew.
Big pile of shit.
The
That's what that sounds
Carpenter
like.
Crew.
We should just call them the
Halloween.
Carpenters.
No, that's way too silly for this. All right, so
Eat something, Jamie.
Which one's got the eating disorder?
I was trying to think of a Carpenter song quote,
Yeah.
but instead I just had 3 more days till Halloween gets fucked.
There you go.
Nice.
That's my multiverse. All the great
Nice.
John Carpenter characters
You know,
coming together
I
to
wasn't
fight
even thinking that,
Silver
like
Shamrock.
movies or something like that. That
I
didn't even
did.
dawn on me. That's good.
I
What's a
drifted.
multiverse, Steven?
It's a
That's
multiverse.
true.
Amazing.
I know.
But I like
fucking-
yours.
Yeah.
Yours was good. I like
trapped.
Somewhere
Pitting
these-
us against
somewhere,
ourselves.
Rowdy Piper and Kurt Russell are hanging out, fighting bad guys
Yeah.
In heaven.
in heaven.
I bet
Well,
they
Kurt-
hate each other,
You
but they
think so?
work together.
Yeah. Oh,
I
Snake
feel like they
Plissken
would
hates
hate
them
each
all.
other. Yeah. They would
Yeah.
hate each other, but still work together.
Yeah. Childs hates them all. He's there.
Yeah, right.
And they still think he might be the thing, so they don't trust him through the whole movie or story or whatever. Choose your medium, really. Okay. That's it.
All right.
You're up. Ryan, Derek?
I'll go. I you know what? Mine's really simple. I just want a good MonsterVerse movie. I just want, want them to.
Amen to that.
That's what I want. I want to see all the monsters versus like Van Helsing, not campy, like just like real good, real good. Just make it good. That's my.
They made that movie. It's called Van Helsing.
No,
That's not good.
no, that movie sucked. No,
It's been done.
no. Well,
It's phenomenal.
It has been done.
It's not that good.
Yeah.
I
Well,
know.
It's terrible.
Monster Squad. Got that.
Monster Squad was good.
The monsters are.
yeah.
Love Monster Squad and Goonies together. That would have been. I'd love to.
I'd
see
like
that.
a monster squad that is modern day monsters. So like the Creeper, and you know,
Freddy.
like
Candyman.
yeah, like Chucky.
Michael, Chucky, the greats. You got a lot of those. You could make a whole trilogy of
a
awesome.
whole series.
Well,
Yeah.
is there what production company has the most characters that they could use?
Probably
in a-
Dimension.
Yeah.
I was thinking the two are like New Line.
Well, New
Yeah,
Line,
New Line, Dimension.
and
Yeah,
New Line's got
They
Freddy.
have Ghostface
Jason.
and Hellraiser, Pinhead, and
Yeah, Dimension is more.
Freddy and Jason, and yeah, they kind of have.
See,
them
that
all.
wouldn't
Do
be
they-
bad.
Yeah.
I'm down
They have
for that.
Leatherface now too because of the reboot. Was there
I think they might.
reboot Dimension?
I think they might
Or was he just on loan?
from Disney, like Dumbo.
Or like, Spider-Man with Marvel,
Got him
Sony
on a
Stallone's
load from Hooper. Him and half the cast of Hills Have Eyes. Oh, no, that's crazy. Whatever, Russ.
Whatever.
Oh, you know what
God,
amazes
no.
it amazes me real quick how in the 30s and 40s the B movies were able to form a better monster universe than what anybody has tried to do now.
Yeah.
And they have the technology to do so.
No, you know what? We don't have Abbott and Costello anymore. You know?
No.
They really were the glue that held them all together.
Well, towards the end they were. They tried.
They tried.
They tried.
What about you, Bri?
I got nothing.
Nothing?
No, I'm only kidding.
Oh,
I think I overwrote mine.
Sold it.
Let's see.
that's all right because I just undersold.
Okay. All right. You guys ready? Planet Earth, a brilliant blue ball orbiting a single star that billions of life forms call home, is suddenly plunged into darkness by a large humanoid shadow. In New York City, a single figure appears above the skyline, standing silently in midair on what can only be described as a silver surfboard. Shut up, Derek. The figure riding the board is also entirely silver in appearance and wears nothing but a grim expression on his face. For this solitary rider of the spaceways has a singular mission, and it's not a pleasant one at that. This is the Silver Surfer, the Herald of Galactus. His only purpose is to warn the people of Earth that their time is nearly at an end, for soon his master Galactus, the devourer of worlds, will be upon them and their entire planet will be consumed. Suddenly, at street level, materializing out of nothing, a blue box not much bigger than an old phone booth solidifies. Its doors swing wide, and a lone figure emerges amid the chaos and confusion. The man, with wild yet great-looking hair and a determined look on his face, produces from one of his pockets a shiny device no larger than an ordinary screwdriver. He raises it above his head and shouts to the heavens above, "According to Article 57 of the Shadow Proclamation, this is a fully established Level 5 planet, and you were going to eat it? What, did you think no one was watching? I am the Doctor, a Time Lord from the planet Gallifrey, the last of my kind, and this planet is under my protection. You will not be taking a single bite of this world. Others have tried to burn, conquer, enslave, or otherwise destroy this planet, but you have to ask yourself one question. What happened to them?"
Whoa. So it's Superman, right?
Well, it's Doctor Who.
Oh, okay.
He said it in the thing. I am the Doctor.
I know.
All right. So
And a very good crossover.
Brian's bang. Fucking
Yeah.
cleanup tonight.
Nice.
Man.
I'm playing
Knocked
cleanup.
that
I
one
wasn't
out
too
of the
thrilled
park.
with mine last week.
Oh,
But
I like that. I
Grand
like
Slam.
that.
Grand Slam. You
That was
knocked us all
awesome.
home.
Yeah.
I like that.
And you got Starman playing as on the soundtrack.
Oh, I would love that. I love
Okay.
Bowie's
I
Starman.
remember
Which
you.
doctor are we?
It could
Are
be
we
any of
rolling
them.
with?
Yeah,
Okay.
it could be any of them.
Do they all have great hair?
They
I'll picture
kind
them
of
all in
do.
my head.
Yeah.
They kind of do.
Yeah, they kind of all do have. I
Yeah.
mean, what was it? Grimaldi?
His hair got better as it went on.
Did it?
Yeah.
And didn't
Eccleston had a crew
Eccleston-
cut, but
yeah.
he was only one season, so
Yeah.
this doesn't really count.
He had that great leather jacket.
But still, a
thing.
crew
Dude,
cut
he
is
was
timeless.
awesome. And he's the only one that probably could scare the Silver Surfer away visually. He's got a mean look to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I forgot his name. I was going to ask.
Chris
Is it the
Eccleston.
bad guy from Gone in 60 Seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is.
Chris Ferguson.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
Do we all eat? All our appetizers? Very good. Nice appetizers.
Are we
folks.
ready
Yes,
for
we
the
are.
main course?
We are.
We've been ready for a month. Mark.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
And we don't have to worry about spoiling this for anybody because everybody in the world's already seen this movie.
I'm sorry.
So sorry.
Not really that sorry. Here we go. Main course.
I want a hamburger, no, a cheeseburger. I want a hot dog. I want a milkshake. I want potato
You'll
chips.
get nothing like it.
Once upon a time, there was... You never really think about that opening, especially that once upon a time part. Well, thanks to things like multiverses and Elseworlds, we have been treated to many times in many great stories. For fans of comics, movies, and books, the idea that beloved characters could be read in different universes reintroduce us to these fictional icons limited only by the imagination. Marvel Studios, since creating the MCU, has given us timeless characters and some very compelling stories, all conglomerated into a wondrous cinematic universe. And now, with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, we are treated into glimpses into what could have been and what still could be. Directed by Sam Raimi, Multiverse of Madness is just that, a roller coaster ride through different universes and intriguing stories. Sam Raimi shows us that in the MCU, the familiar superheroes of Marvel may have had their stories told, but the adventure is far from over. Which for Raimi is a good thing, because that means somewhere out there, Bruce Campbell is Mysterio, and Spider-Man 3 never had a dance number. All right, so, you want to start us off? Tito?
Yeah, why not?
No?
I was really looking forward to this movie, especially hearing for such a long time that Marvel was going to make a horror movie. I was like, impossible. How can they do it? And then they got Sam Raimi, and I was like, okay, they're heading in the right direction. What could this be? A PG-13 horror movie, and that's exactly what you got. You got a straight up Sam Raimi. They took the reins off this guy. It makes me wonder, like, if Sony had let him, like, I can only imagine what Spider-Man would have been like if he was like, no, let me do this instead. But yeah, I thought this movie was fantastic.
We probably would have had a better
Pleasantly
Venom.
surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we would have.
I was like pleasantly surprised. I was like, oh, this is as horror as Disney can get. But they got pretty close, and he did a really good job. And I like his style.
Oh yeah,
Sam.
He's got a very singular style. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all over this movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The way it's
Camera
shot,
angles.
the cameos,
Yep.
the horror itself, the action.
Yep.
It just reeks of Raimi.
It does.
Yep.
And that's a good thing.
No, and it's a
Yeah.
good thing.
Yeah.
It smells of Raimi.
It's a good thing.
It's a good reek.
Good thing.
It's a good kind of reek.
Yeah, no, I agree with Tito.
Right.
It's nice that they did a horror story, and it's nice that they did it with Sam Raimi. Marvel has been really cool about kind of like doing a superhero movie, but when you kind of dissect it, like the premise is not quite a superhero story. Like Black Panther could be like their take on James Bond, like a globe-trotting kind of spy thing, but it's also a superhero movie. Ant-Man is a heist movie.
Yep.
This is a horror movie, but it's all told with a superhero perspective. And I loved it. I thought it was great. I've always liked Sam Raimi's style. He was the perfect choice for this. That's another thing about Marvel, too, is they tend to lose directors, but the ones that they get to replace, like I think Sam Raimi was the second choice because the guy who directed the first Doctor Strange was supposed to direct this one.
Yeah.
And due to quote-unquote creative differences, they went their separate ways.
I feel like DC loses them more often than Marvel does.
Marvel has too because they lost for Ant-Man.
Oh, Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright.
Oh, that's right.
And they got Peyton Reed. Peyton Reed, not Patton. It comes out, if not for the better, but actually a more than halfway decent movie.
Yeah.
I'm sure Edgar Wright would have been fantastic if he had still helmed the Ant-Man movie he wanted to make, but again,
Talk about multiverse. Like, I wonder what that other version of the movie would have looked like.
No,
in
it's
some
true.
Other...
It's absolutely true. But no, this was fantastic. It was scary. It was funny. It was action packed, and I'm glad I saw it a second time because I liked it better the second time.
Yeah,
Same.
In another 3 months, I'll see it again.
Oh yeah, no, it'll be on Disney Plus before you know it. Before the end of the summer, we'll all be watching it.
Yeah, we're
again
almost
and
to that
again.
point. So it'll be streaming soon. I liked the fact that it was I dug all the Sam Raimi stuff. I dug the horror aspect of it. As a fanboy going in, I was a little disappointed, but only because, like a stupid fanboy, I expected way more than what I should have been expecting.
Superior Iron Man was going to pop up.
Yeah, I mean, and with all the rumors that were flying around for the year,
Yeah.
a couple of years that they were making this, but like, I think that everybody kind of was like, oh, all right, well, we're opening the multiverse, so we're gonna get all the characters that we were missing, and obviously they didn't bring in like people like Ghost Rider or because it didn't fit the story, which. I respect that now after seeing it, but while I was watching it, I was a little let down that, certain people weren't there and I didn't get to see, certain characters. And you would think especially with it being a horror aspect and, them bringing in zombie friggin' strange, you would think that maybe Blade would show up and Blade's really who I'm looking the most forward to seeing in this next phase. But overall, I mean, I dug it. I loved Elizabeth Olsen was fantastic in it. Yeah, it was so good to see the real Scarlet Witch and just see how powerful she was. My favorite Marvel scene, my favorite scene in a Marvel movie is in this movie, the Illuminati scene when they face her and
she just takes them all out
and it's just so perfect
without breaking a sweat.
It's crazy. It's like Sam Raimi crazy shit, but it's also like a perfect demonstration of like these are the most powerful beings in this on this earth, on this universe, and she just goes through them like nothing. So it like I like that. I like when they, it's been a long time coming from when. From Baron Strucker's twins,
right? Yeah,
where you were like, what? She's just doing little magic tricks with her
moving
fingers.
Blocks.
Yeah, exactly. She's moving blocks. It's like she's a toddler, but like now she's the real deal. And I've really, it's as far as the arc of her story overall from start to finish, like it's been one of the most rewarding story arcs that they've done in these movies. So I'm pleased. Mark.
I like that. I really liked it. I thought it was really good, and I like Doctor Strange in this whole MCU. He's one of my favorite characters. Love the first movie. Love him in the other films, Spider-Man, and this film is perfect. It's a perfect Sam Raimi vehicle. I'm glad he was attached to it because I'm a big Sam Raimi fan. Even the Spider-Man films, the Spider-Man 2 is awesome.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
I don't care for the other ones too much, but
like Sam Raimi, I don't mean to interrupt, but I was going to bring this up and I totally forgot about it. And Sam Raimi in Spider-Man 2 had that great scene where Doc Ock is in the hospital, and that was a straight up 5-minute horror clip.
Yeah.
Where like Doc Ock's arms are taking out all the doctors that are trying to help him. And it was straight out of a horror movie.
Yeah.
But that was kind of like just one little scene in the entire movie, where this one, he was able to like totally expound on it.
Right, especially toward the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
When they do raise dead Doctor
final
Strange.
third of that
I mean, even
movie?
the way that hand comes out, that's a deadite coming right out of Army of Darkness.
Yeah, and more deadites were to follow.
Yeah.
There are some very
it was really cool.
like straight out of Sam Raimi's playbook, like, shots and stuff. When the black demon things,
that's what I mean.
Are spinning around Scarlet Witch. No, when remember they're spinning around her and like the camera, like the extreme close up and like the viewpoint that it totally reminded me of Evil Dead.
Like they're popping in and out.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and even the way some of it's shot, there's a scene where it's a POV shot, I think, of Scarlet Witch. I'm not positive. Somebody's like peering around the corner and then looking back. Reminded me
when
a
she's
lot
in the
of
house and she's looking.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very reminiscent of how he would use the POV shot for the demon, the thing in the woods in Evil Dead, checking from one window to the other. I had no expectations for this movie at all, obviously, because it took me a while to see it. I was like, whatever. But I'm glad I did, because it's really good. I don't know the books. I don't know how powerful Scarlet Witch is. I'm coming at this from a really non-knowledgeable point of view. So I was bummed with the Illuminati scene, only because, like, I get why they had to do it. You illustrated that, and it totally makes sense now as to why they needed to. But that was just such a cool cast of characters. I kind of wish they were in there longer.
A little bit more.
I know why they weren't, but for the first time ever, I think I was charged seeing Mr. Fantastic, and it was John Krasinski. And again, when he tries to attack, he just does the stretching arm.
Yeah.
He doesn't get a chance to show
Yeah.
off. I thought Black Bolt was great.
Yeah.
I thought they were all great. And I was just bummed that they got taken out so quick. I get why you had to do it. It was
Right.
just, it was a little disappointing. Just like,
Well, and the good thing is that it's this universe's
right.
Illuminati. So
Yeah,
like,
which Tito reminded me.
Yeah.
He calmed me down in the parking lot because I was very upset.
The more I think about it, the more I almost kind of hope like Mr. Fantastic is played by somebody else.
Really?
well, I mean, because
didn't
it
like
was
Krasinski?
it was very
No, I
like,
do, but like if it's multiverse and they're like, and everybody was so desperate for John Krasinski, they're like, here you go. And then when Fantastic Four rolls around, it's like, nah, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
We
well,
actually
and it
had
wa-
this guy in
and
mind
all
the
it
whole
was
time.
that was totally fan casting.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
They-
100%.
Yeah, because he's never been in talks with them, and then it was just an internet hype thing. And I mean, I think he looked cool,
I
but
thought he looked great. But
the
just
Fantastic
John
Four are
Krasinski
also the
fan.
least interesting characters,
Right.
to me, in
Which
in
we've
comic book history.
discussed before.
Well, it's funny. You see him, you're excited, but he plays it real dry.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
You can't do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
a wife at home. with
They
the
seemed
kids,
a little.
that's
I will
very-
say this. After thinking about it, I feel like for the Illuminati, they seemed easily bamboozled by this whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they would have
That's
put
because there's
on
no
a
Tony Stark
smarter.
and there's no.
I
Well,
guess.
well, between
yeah.
that and the fact that this Illuminati, you have to remember, like in this universe, what's happened? The guy who put them together went mad, and they had to kill him. You know, you know what I mean? Like that.
Yep.
Like in this world, they've already felt defeat.
Yeah.
So they're not as, I guess, bombastic as you would expect them to be. You know.
That makes
That's
sense.
a great scene too, man.
That
when
makes
he's
sense,
like sorry,
actually.
when he says
Yeah.
Black Bolt says sorry.
Yeah.
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 Oh, he was great.
Disintegrates.
That's
him.
what I mean. Like
fucking awesome.
even him more so than anybody else I wanted to see more of. I like that actor from what's his
Anson
name?
Mount.
From
Yeah. He's Captain Pike. On,
yeah.
on
So
So much
Strange New
better
Worlds.
than
Actor.
the Inhumans show that they did. Like so much better. Like he was.
I didn't
more
watch any of that.
He was more comic. Like this was a more comic accurate costume, and I mean,
That was one of those like Marvel. Where did all the money go?
Yeah.
right? Exactly.
They had no. But
It was a
went
rushed
from like
production.
a movie to like, no, we'll give you a show.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this show's fucking awful.
Yeah.
Where's all the money?
I had no idea it existed until you told me.
Yeah.
And I knew who Black Bolt was as a character because he's in a Venom Carnage Spider-Man story where they use him to stop the symbiote. So I knew who he was and what he could do and everything.
I don't think it'll be the last time we see.
No, I like it's
characters.
another universe. I'm sure. You know, I trust Marvel completely to do what they need to do, and if fans want it, they'll get it. So that's fine. My other thing was I really liked Elizabeth Olsen in this a lot. I thought she was great. And I was talking to Brian about this after. I the way they defeat her. The more I thought about it, the more I realized it's the end of Care Bears 2, the new generation.
You were saying this in the car.
where
on the way
they
home.
where they show her what it would be. They show her kids, and they get scared of her, and that she's like, oh, I can't be evil anymore.
Well, but that's the whole driving point of this character.
Yeah, but I
was the
feel like
kids.
somebody else could have come up with that concept way earlier in the movie.
And you know what? It's honestly like it's comic accurate.
Okay, so see, I did not know that. If it's truer to the comic, then fine. But as somebody who hasn't read it,
it's all about emotions for her.
But as someone who has not read it, it just seemed it seemed kind of like a cop out.
Yeah.
But that was before I knew that's how it was.
It actually it
looks.
reminds me a bit of Wonder Woman 84, the way that movie ended, which I actually like the bad guy kind of beats himself.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of appreciate that, like you didn't have to punch the bad guy
Right.
to death to to get the win.
Well, you kind of have to because that's the thing, Marcus. She is the most powerful creature.
But no, I
person
get
in
that.
the-
But she is so. Like, she does so much damage and killing. I guess it's almost like, what's her name from Game of Thrones? I was hoping the death would be more climactic or
Cersei
whatever
Lannister?
happens to her. Whether she's dead or
yeah,
imprisoned or whatever. I just thought the whole show her kids, it just, again, I didn't read the comic though, so, you know.
Well, that's the thing. She gets, and she says it earlier on in the film, right? Like, you change stuff, you're a hero. I change stuff, I'm a terrible person.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
And
just
those
such a-
moments, I
How is
mean,
that
Doctor
fair?
Strange may be thinking like, well, I did some fucked up shit too, and I got a pass, so maybe I.
And let's not forget that he started off as a prick.
All the more reason why he should have figured that out quicker then, because he had been there. It's like, oh, I know what it took for me for some redemption. Maybe I should try this with her, because the usual stuff isn't working, and the usual stuff is what they do through the whole film. Obviously that's not working. She's taking everybody out.
See, but I don't know. I think throughout the whole thing he's trying to figure out a way to get across to her. No. And he's like, and that's one of the things I loved about it too, is that everybody is always on eggshells around her, and that's how it is. In the whole house of M, and like she's set off so easily, and because she's so powerful, it's really like you cannot say the wrong thing, because if you do, everything can change.
Right. Well, again, you would know more than I would, so I'm not going to argue. No, but it wasn't enough to ruin the movie or anything. Yeah. It was still a great film, and I'm glad I saw it.
So you would have preferred, though, that like he'd taken her out, as opposed to her just like collapsing.
I think more of a battle. I think more of a climactic battle. Yeah. Even if it ended up having to be that she had to see her kids and see that fear, it just felt like America Chavez is like, oh, wait, I have an idea. Look at your kids. Ah, mommy. Oh, that's it. I don't know. It felt after all that. I kind of agree with you, Mark,
because I mean, here you've got like two of Marvel's most powerful magic users, and they don't really face off at the end.
Yeah,
there's not really that much of a payoff. I agree. She sacrifices herself. She realizes that she's been evil, and she realizes that she has to take herself out.
She destroys every dark
hole.
But
that's
destroys every dark hole.
And like I said,
but it's kind of I've murdered a lot of people. Yeah. Sorry,
you know. You get that though. Like, I know. Like Strange comes back, he comes with the demons that are after him because he's fucking put his body into it.
Yeah.
He's put his essence into the dead body. That's a fucking badass scene when they're going at it.
The first time I saw it, the thing that rang a little hollow for me was not so much the way that Wanda was taken out, but the way that Doctor Strange kind of fixed America Chavez. It seemed very Wizard of Oz, like, oh, the power was within you all along.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
It's like you've always known how to do it. It's like, oh, fuck off.
She's a lame character anyway.
I liked her power.
I thought she was fun.
I liked her power.
It's a cool power, but like, I don't know, because even in the comics, I could never really get into, I don't know, the whole.
I like the way they did her. I mean, you see her starting to get a little bit stronger. Which is what she does. She is strong.
Yeah.
And she can fly. She doesn't do that in the film, but I like the way they did the stars when she punches fucking stars into the.
I know, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Universe and can bounce around. And I thought the girl, she had a lot of. I think she has probably the most pressure of anyone in this film. That actress. Because, because you know everybody else. And you're gonna love everybody else. She could very easily.
No, she did a great job.
And that was the great thing too, like about Marvel with the marketing, like the way they like the trailers and everything. It always seemed like it was just Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch, and like they hardly showed anything of America Chavez. Had no idea she was going to play such. But even then, you had no idea she was going to play such a big part. She was in like from scene 1 to scene end. She was in the entire movie.
Well, and that was one good thing too, is that like, because as much as I was expecting stuff, like I wasn't disappointed as far as like the trailers showed just enough. There was a lot of times you see these movie trailers and you get so excited, and then you realize that like they showed all the good stuff in the trailer.
And that's what I mean.
There's so much that they didn't show. But I like with her, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I think they played up the idea that I think everybody was thinking going into this, that like whatever Doctor Strange did in Spider-Man was going to play a huge part of what was happening.
And it really didn't.
Based on that, and that whole thing with like, you screw things up and they think I was thinking that. I wasn't thinking him giving the.
But even that, like
the time stone away. Thanos, I wasn't thinking that.
But at the end of that movie, no one knows what happened. Because no one knows that they forgot who Spider-Man is. They don't know what happened. He
still brought him up.
Huh?
He still brings him up in this movie.
I know. So that like, which is kind of a.
Well, they all know they know there's a Spider-Man,
but they just don't know he's Peter Parker.
That's true.
No one knows who Peter Parker is anymore.
I got to admit, I was a little worried that it was going to go the Moon Knight route, where it was going to be like just an American Chavez movie, and and Doctor Strange was going to be in the background. They did this
And he wasn't gonna
so
wear his
much
costume?
better. No, I hope he does something. You know, but this is how I wanted Moon Knight to be. You know, I can't remember the character that she becomes. What's the superhero she becomes in Moon
The
Knight?
Scarlet Scarab?
Yeah, the Scarlet Scarab thing. There was a lot of that and very little Moon Knight. And, you know, I've ranted about that before. That was my
Layla's
gripe.
character.
This was done so much better, and you still got the story arc of America Chavez, but it didn't overshadow Doctor Strange. It still felt like I was watching a Doctor Strange movie. And I mean, what he did in those films, that opening scene with all those monsters, the spells he was casting, I thought it was great. I could have used. I could have even
that fucking weird cat head come out of
Yeah,
something.
Oh,
it
yeah.
reminded
The
me
two
of a
monster hands grab
Ghostbusters
this
toy that I
thing.
used to
Yeah.
have as a kid, and just it was the visuals in the beginning were awesome.
Yeah.
And
I'd love to see a Sam Raimi Moon Knight movie.
that would be good.
That would be good.
That would be good. Yeah,
You
Sam
can pull
Raimi.
that off. That's
Sam
a very
Raimi's like,
supernatural
he's like
superhero.
James Gunn for me.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him make more superhero films because
And
I
maybe
know
he
the,
will.
I know
With
the
the
Spider-Man
success
movies were
of
not
this.
all his fault.
Yeah.
You know, I know
it was
Spider-Man 3
Sony.
was not all his fault.
No,
and
that was
I,
the studio stepping in.
Spider-Man 1, you know, not a bad film, just awful Green Goblin. In costume, not even an awful Green Goblin. But Spider-Man 2, great. Spider-Man 3, a lot of problems. But he's done Darkman, his Evil Dead series. Like, he's a great filmmaker. And, you know, this is a guy you go for darker superhero. I would love it, you know, if he ever crossed over to the, you know, dark side of DC. I would, like, Justice League Dark would be a good one for him. I'd love to see that.
They do another Constantine.
Another Constantine movie. Yeah, well, he's
With
part of
Sam
the
Raimi.
Justice League Dark.
That's
so
what I mean, yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah, or even just, I'm just saying like a solo
They
movie.
should. You know, it's like you know, you think of like cool ensemble cast Marvel movies, and you think James Gunn. James Gunn's awesome about, you know, balancing out and making really entertaining groups of characters.
He knows how to handle an ensemble.
And I feel like they should be like that with Sam Raimi and just let him take the reins of whatever they want to call it, Black Label or Marvel Knights or whatever you want to call these darker movies that we everybody's clamoring for.
Yeah.
You know, let him at least executive produce, like
Yeah, well, if it ever, like I said,
Yeah, the Midnight
crossover to
Suns.
that. These Sam Raimi, James Gunn, these are filmmakers that came from independent filmmaking.
Yeah.
They know the ropes. They've worked with
Shoestring
Roger
budgets.
Corman, Troma.
Yeah.
They're used to making films like really the hard way, raising money, working basically for a dime, and producing greatness. If they're left alone to do their thing, they can create great superhero films, and I think this Doctor Strange movie proves it. You know, and same with James Gunn. So
you were totally psyching me out earlier. Then I was ready to throw
no,
down.
like I said, I wasn't. I had no expectations going in, so I wasn't disappointed. Those two little things I mentioned are really the only gripes I had, and they're very small gripes.
Yeah.
You know, I just I dug the horror aspect enough, so anything else in that movie I didn't like.
Yeah.
It was overshadowed by
Yeah,
that.
you know, the interesting. There were a few people that told me they didn't like the movie, or it wasn't one of their
Yeah,
favorites.
I know a couple.
And there were people that weren't horror fans.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, like, you know, my sister saw it and she loves them all, and she was like, oh, it was a little too much for me. And then I had another friend who is not into horror at all, and he was like, what are they doing with this movie? And I was like, oh, it's Sam Raimi. He was like, oh, I don't know.
But it still pushes the story ahead, and it still
does. And again, it's one of
you
those
know-
things. Marvel's really good. If you don't like this one, there's something coming up. pretty
And on
soon,
top of
so-
it, I mean, like
a week later.
that's the thing. Like this movie has all the good stuff that we've been talking about, like with the horror and everything. But it's all, like I said, it's got a really good story arc for her. It continues the story. It keeps setting up for what else is going to come in through the multiverses. They gave us like a small, tiny peek. Like they talk about the infinite universes, and of course, America Chavez has been to like 70,
I have a question.
and she's been to one of them twice.
I got a question. I don't know if you. I asked these guys this the other day when they're going through all those universes very quick. They go through one with dinosaurs.
Savage Land.
All right. I
Is
asked
it really?
that.
Oh, is that-
Is
was that
it the
confirmed?
Savage
Yeah.
Land? All right.
Confirmed.
Yeah, because that's what Mark asked on the way home. I said, I don't know, but that would be cool if it was.
I was
the
like, is
Savage
that
Land.
that I know? Did they just show the fucking? It was with Saren.
But that was one of the disappointing things was that like I kind of wish that you had seen more actual existing comic existing.
Yes, yeah, they
multiverses.
glossed over some of
Even
them
if it
very
was
quick.
just like tiny peaks and little Easter eggs,
A thing, just like a person flying by, or
Yeah.
and they really
whatever.
didn't. I mean,
Well, that Savage Land thing, you saw a couple of T-Rexes, but if you had a pterodactyl soar by,
yeah.
I would have known.
Well, I mean, and the Savage Land one was like the one that they did. Like that was the one recognizable land.
okay, cool.
There's
But,
another one I
like-
think that has like the Tony Stark, the robot, the those little drones that are in. Is it the second Spider-Man movie? The one,
Yeah, the one with Mysterio.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
like, there's like
Yeah.
an all white
With
like,
Edith.
universe with the
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
fly by and you see the drones flying around. That I read that was like
Which
you know
was
something
probably
like
where
Tony
Tom
Stark.
Cruise was. as
Superior.
Tom-
Yeah,
Superior.
Iron Man.
Superior Tom.
I will say the Bruce Campbell cameo, spot on, classic Raimi. He's fighting with his hand
Yeah.
again.
Pizza
I'll,
Papa.
Yeah,
I'll let
Pizza
Evil
Papa, yeah.
Dead, Evil Dead 2.
Eat my balls.
I just love how he's beating himself up.
Yeah.
With his hand essentially goes evil again.
Yeah.
And then the stinger at the end of the movie had me laughing. Oh, it was great.
And that was weeks later, I think, right?
Yeah, because he said it was
It's like,
going
yeah,
to
3 weeks
wear off
away.
in about
3 weeks
3
later,
weeks.
And then it's over. Oh,
It's so it's like so dumb but so fun. Like
Yeah.
red means go, green means stop.
Yeah.
It's like,
which was a
That's so
callback.
stupid,
Do you
but I
guys
kinda
remember
like it.
Sliders? That show
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Jerry
yeah,
O'Connell.
yeah.
The very
Love that
first
show.
episode when he first goes through the first portal. The only difference that he can see is that the red light and green light are switched. So I'm wondering if that was maybe an homage to that.
it could have been. Well, that cameo was, I mean, if you're not a fan of Evil Dead, you would just look at that and be like, well, that's kind of silly. Why is he doing
Yeah,
that? But
yeah.
if you are, that was tailored for Evil Dead fans.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
he's even smashing things over his head.
Oh yeah, squirting
Yeah.
mustard in his face.
Same way. Same
Slamming himself
slap.
into the-
Yes,
stick
yes,
away.
grabbing himself by the
Yeah.
back of the head and slamming
That
himself
was,
into the
that was a
hot
love,
dog cart.
That was a love letter to the
Oh,
Sam
yeah.
Raimi Evil Dead
Yeah.
fans. For sure. Yep.
And speaking of post-credit scenes,
Yes. Charlize Theron shows up as
hey, we
Clea.
found one.
yeah, huh?
We found one.
We found what?
A lady that you like.
I like that.
I'm not familiar with that character.
I'm not
so
either.
she like in some worlds she is the Sorcerer Supreme.
Okay.
Yes.
She is the daughter. I want
No,
to say
she's the niece
the niece of
Dormammu.
Dormammu.
Oh,
Right?
okay. I did read
And
that.
she
And that's
ultimately
the big
marries
bad guy in
Doctor
the first
Strange.
one, right?
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. I
So
went-
now,
What?
Yes.
that was the first. Okay, the
Yeah.
big baddie in number
Yes,
one.
yeah.
and
Dormammu, I've
it's
come to
nice that
bargain.
we get our closure. We can get rid of what's her face from Mean Girls.
Oh, Rachel McAdams?
Yeah. So you know, goodbye. That story is over. Good. Let's bring in Clea. And,
Yeah. Why, you don't like Rachel McAdams?
No, I do.
Oh,
I
okay.
do. No, I do. I just it's just you know that they're not gonna fuck you guys. Fuck you guys.
I really like the alternate version of her with him. I thought
Oh, yeah.
all that stuff
Yeah.
was really
Oh,
fun.
and I love her as a
that
redhead.
scene when they're being chased through
Yeah,
the tunnels.
no, I agree.
Yep.
She looked
When they're
good
being
as a
chased through
redhead.
the tunnels is such a great scene.
Yeah.
She's just like destroying the doors.
Yeah.
And they're clearly like terrified and running for their lives.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a great.
I will say she was horrific. Not Rachel
was,
McAdams.
yeah.
No, yeah.
Elizabeth
Elizabeth
Olsen.
Olsen.
Horrific. In
But
a
it
good
makes me
way.
excited just like
Yeah.
for the future of like where we're taking Doctor Strange now.
Right.
Because it's gonna go down a whole new.
They said he will return.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah. And now, after seeing this, I will be more excited to see the next movie.
And now
I
got,
won't wait a month.
And he's got a touch of the dark now.
He's got.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
because
he's
he's read the
got
Dark
the-
Hole.
Yep.
He's got the Despero eye.
Well,
thing.
and he's going to the dark realm.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he's got the third eye now because
Yeah.
he's read the Darkhold.
Yep.
That's
Cool.
why that
absorb
happened.
some of it.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
good.
The
Yeah,
first
that
time I
was-
saw
that
it,
was
I was
the-
like,
was
"What
that
the
the-
fuck is happening
Was that
here?"
the first post-credits? No.
Yeah.
That was the end of the
That
movie.
was the very end of the movie before
Right.
the credits start to roll.
He's strolling down the street and
Yeah, and eye popped out of his head.
Oh, it's such a Raimi moment. Actually, it reminds me of the eye that appears on
Yes.
Ash's shoulder in Army of Darkness.
Yes.
Suddenly it's there.
Yep.
It does make me wish, just Bruce Campbell did more in this movie because it felt like there was so much Evil Dead and Army of Darkness in this movie. But I get why they did.
We always want more from
We
him.
always want more.
Even when he's in a
It was
movie,
good,
like
right.
in a movie as an actual
This
character.
is just pure
He's-
fan fantasy stuff.
Yeah.
It would have been cool.
Yeah,
I was
it would've
happy
been
with
good
it.
Mysterio.
At least we did get some.
You got some.
We got some Bruce.
Better
Campbell.
than none.
That's
Be
true.
happy. You get what you get, and you don't get
get
upset.
upset.
and we got a lot of gifts. The
Yeah.
Fox X-Men thing.
Oh,
That's
the cartoon.
right.
Oh,
They
yeah,
even
the-
played the
like,
cartoon.
in the
Theme.
yellow
Playing
chair,
in the
and they
beginning.
played like
Yeah.
I knew that it was, I had seen part of the yellow chair, so I'm like, oh, that's cool.
They teased that just
but
before
then
the
like
movie opened.
but then when he comes out and they're playing the theme, I'm like, oh. And I loved the fantastic. I love Mr. Fantastic's outfit.
yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
But the way that they all died, my favorite, like Rubber Chicken.
Well, the Black
on
Bolt.
Chicken,
Black
Chicken,
Bolt one was.
Chicken Chat did a thing recently about what favorite scenes in Marvel movies of all the Marvelverse.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, are we allowed to talk about the new one? Because it's a spoiler, but
Yeah.
it is my favorite. And it is like that whole her versus them, like every death, like friggin' what's her face, Captain Britain getting.
Oh, Agent Carter.
Oh,
Oh,
Agent
yeah,
Carter.
yeah, getting
That
split
was
in
that
half.
was cool, but man, that was like I could do this all day. No, you can't.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They were
exactly.
real. They were all really dumb. They
Yeah.
were all kind of dumb. They were all like, haha, look
Well,
at us.
but that's the
Yeah.
whole thing is you like
What a
they
shitty
show up.
Illuminati.
They're the most powerful beings.
Yeah.
They're it's like Alien. And that's what people were liking it to. In Alien, the movie opens up and they make these space marines look like the baddest ass motherfuckers
Oh,
out
aliens.
there.
The second one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Aliens. Yeah.
like they're all, like these tough guys.
Yeah.
and they get destroyed like nothing.
They
That's
take
true.
all their
By the
bullets
alien.
away.
right?
They took all their bullets
Well,
away.
you know what I mean?
But to be
they get a pass
fair,
from me,
yeah,
but yes.
that was
And just
But
like
they're
all of them were just great deaths.
that was
Like,
that was bad design. That was bad colony design. They weren't allowed to be at their fullest.
That's true.
The
He's not
Illuminati.
wrong.
you know what I mean.
They could have
didn't
set
have
off a
bad
fire. They could
the
have blew a
audience
lot of
goes
things
in
up.
thinking,
You're right.
"Oh,
Mark's not wrong.
these guys are tough."
Yeah.
No, they're not. They're not tough.
But even
compared to
Professor
what they're
X,
facing.
man, Professor X is like, I will reach in this hole. Nothing bad will happen.
That part bummed
no,
me out
but
because
that-
I thought he should have held his own a little bit longer against
Yeah,
her
this is-
in that world,
Right.
whatever.
Oh, but I thought for like her,
But
to
how she
all of a
gets
sudden,
him,
like,
awesome.
and the
Yeah,
imagery
how
of
she
it,
kills him,
oh.
insane.
I mean, and of course, the first one to go, Black Bolt. Like,
Oh, that was a good
I,
one.
and the thing is that you like no one was expecting this.
No.
Everyone is like, oh, it's the Illuminati. They're awesome. Now we're here. We're establishing. And no, what?
Yeah.
What
like
mouth?
what the fuck just happened?
Which
Yeah.
one just gets crushed by a statue?
That was
Captain
Captain
Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Marvel
Yeah.
does.
Yeah,
That was a big fucking
who was
statue.
so much
Yeah.
such a better Captain Marvel than Brie Larson.
You like the Maria Rambo?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I wish that universe would have stayed.
Their
fuck around a
universe
little
is
bit.
Scarlet
No,
Witch
she's
has
dead.
2 kids, so
She's
she hasn't
dead
been
now.
really like doing anything
right.
that crazy. She got her kids, so they haven't had to deal with something that powerful.
Yeah.
I'm an awful parent. I was like, fuck those kids. I didn't care about them. I was like, oh, shut up about your kids.
See, I like the kids,
Yeah,
but only because I know that they're
Right.
young Avengers.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
eventually.
Fair
They're gonna
enough.
have to
They
grow
were
up.
annoying in this one. That fucking ice cream song. I'm like, oh my god, they're 10. They're not 2.
It would have been cool if they had aged a bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
If they had aged a bit. But then maybe she doesn't have that same
But
connection.
yeah, Wanda wouldn't miss them as much.
She wouldn't have
Yeah.
cared as much. Yeah.
Fucking teenagers. Fuck it. All right.
That
I'm
that
out.
scene with the where they're dueling with the musical notes
Oh, that was
that
great.
Yes.
should be really stupid, but it's
That's
such
a
an
great
awesome
scene.
scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
so
true.
awesome
It's true.
with the music that's
Yeah.
being thrown and the notes and him
Yeah.
catching them on like the lines.
Made me
It's-
think of
I
Kung
thought
Fu
it was
Hustle.
So fun.
Yeah. Yes.
With the harp.
That's true.
That was one of the things that I put on the spoiler-free spoiler.
Yep. That's right. That's what
Have
that
you
was
seen
from.
that?
I haven't seen
Kung
this
Fu
one.
Hustle?
Oh, Kung Fu
Oh,
Hustle.
Kung
is
Fu
an
Hustle.
awesome-
Yes,
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Good movie.
The twins
That's
with
a
the
great
harp.
movie.
Yeah, but that was a phenomenal scene that I actually forgot about. And then when we saw it again, I was like, "Oh man, I forgot how much I liked this.
Yeah.
And how odd it is.
Yeah, I
like
agree
it
with
seems
you,
so
Tito.
out of place, but
Danny
perfect
Elfman.
at
Totally
the same
fits.
time. Right, and then you got Danny
Yeah.
Elfman doing all that. Right, doing all that
Yep.
music for it. Yeah.
Again,
So it
as
was-
well he should. Sam Raimi, Danny Elfman. They go together.
Hand in hand.
Yeah. Yeah, Danny Elfman knows where his bread's buttered.
Yeah.
Weirdos.
Yeah.
Totally.
They stick together.
Buttered bread goes right to Bridget Fonda, though.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Based on that latest pick, it sure does.
Anything
Sad.
could have happened since then. She's probably fine. She's all right. She looks like
No, that was
She's
recent.
hanging. She's hanging out with Craig Robinson.
Yeah, but that was like weeks ago that we looked at the picture. Anything could have happened from
Then the
What's she
internet
looking like
reacted to that
today?
picture.
What's she looking like today?
You got a positive outlook on the
I'm
future
trying. I'm trying.
of celebrities.
I like
that.
I like Bridget Fonda. She's
I do
all right.
too.
Yeah.
I will say that
She needs
after
help.
she does. Yeah,
she needs help.
Danny Elfman, who knows what he does when he's not
Come back,
composing.
Bridget.
God, did you
Come
see?
back. Come home, Bridget.
Come back to the Five and Dime, Bridget Fonda.
Did you see the
Fonda.
pictures of Danny Elfman at Coachella?
Yes, you posted.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's
yeah.
fucking scary looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's got those eyes. And he's like,
Well, he was
super
like
blue
bare.
and-
He's all tattooed up.
all
Didn't have a
jacked.
shirt on. He's jacked, but he's like pale as fuck.
Yeah.
and he's got tattoos. It reminded me of
He's
the
like-
Joker.
oh, he's like
he was
if-
like the Jared Leto Joker.
If somebody shaved Carrot Top.
Just like, very Dio. Very Dio. Come home, Danny.
He is home.
And he wears
Yeah,
those.
he's not sad.
And he
He's
wears
happy.
those Chucky from Rugrats glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The big square glasses.
Yeah.
He's artsy. He's an artist.
That's true.
Oingo
He's a
boingo.
creative.
Who do you want
Oingo
to
boingo.
be today?
Great band.
Who do you want
It is
to
a good
be?
band.
It was. Teen Wolf 2. Great soundtrack. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Lumberg. Yeah.
Elfman
that,
fucked her.
Elfman. So this was essentially Marvel's first horror film for me, I believe.
I think it was pretty much for everybody.
Yeah, and
Disney for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I want to see more.
Haunted Mansion.
And oh god, I don't know if I will. I know I'm never going to get my Hulk film, and I kind of cry because based on how horror movie like the Hulk is and the Immortal Hulk and everything, I would love to see one of these
Very
guys
Jekyll and Hyde.
tackle
Oh
a
God,
Hulk
yeah.
horror
If Raimi
film.
did Immortal Hulk,
God,
that'd be
that would
fucking
be good.
awesome.
But no, I'm perfectly happy with the Hulk we have now.
I mean, as long as it's not his movie, he can
at him.
be in just about anything, right?
Threw up in his mouth a little.
I couldn't even lie about that.
It's good though. If you know when you're throwing Hulk in other people's stuff, then you don't really have to worry about like his love
Betty Ross.
stuff with
Yeah.
with Betty Ross.
That's fine,
and
but I
Thunderbolt Ross is a cool
but
character.
I want Hulk.
Yeah, but I want to see Jennifer
Yeah.
I want to see
Connelly.
Hulk.
You get Hulk sometimes.
I don't
He
want to
wears
see.
glasses
I don't want to
and
see
he
Happy
his arms
Time
in a
Shrek.
sling.
No, he's not. He's sitting there with a cup of
He's
tea.
got the little baby arm. And he
Happy
eats-
Time
he
Shrek.
eats-
Happy Time Shrek.
He's
Happy
like 5
Time.
And
pounds
his
of
cousin
eggs.
Fiona. Fiona Walters, the lawyer.
No, I'm gonna have to call fuck that for all things Hulk. It's nothing. I haven't been happy with the Hulk since Ragnarok.
I haven't been happy since I was
Oh,
12.
he's yeah.
You're right about that, but whole other baggage. We don't have time to get into that.
He's great. Yeah, Ragnarok is
Ragnarok
awesome.
is awesome.
Yeah, it's an awesome.
And
movie.
then he's Happy Time Hulk. Are you muting me?
No, he was muting
he's
me because
muting-
I
Derek
like
was
I
yelling.
had a big intake of air.
I was like, geez, I'll stop, Brian.
You would have noticed in your headphones if I had muted
yeah.
you.
That's a good point. Okay, well, that's all I got on this. Anybody else want to add anything? So overall, great film. Everybody enjoyed
overall,
it.
it was
Excellent.
a great film.
Yeah.
So many great little scenes, especially the final third where Strange resurrects the body of the Strange from the opening of the movie.
Right.
Yeah, who's that? Defender Strange.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess
yeah,
it's supposed to be.
yeah.
His ponytail.
Yeah, exactly. And he even comments on it somewhere out there. There's a version of me with a ponytail, apparently. But
Well, we didn't even talk about Wong.
Oh yeah,
forgot about
awesome
that's
Wong
right.
is in this
Yeah,
movie.
no,
Wong is great
Wong
in
was
this
great in
movie.
this movie.
Wong's the
As
hero.
in everything.
He's like that's the thing. Like that's why Doctor Strange didn't end up fighting Wanda because Wong's the badass in this movie.
Yeah, but he couldn't do it either.
No, I know, but
In
he
the end,
tried.
though, it
He
was
tried.
He got knocked off the cliff, and he still tried to
still
make his
there.
way
In the
back up.
end, America Chavez rented Care Bears 2, The New Generation, saw the ending to that movie, and said, I'm going to do that. And there it is.
She
Tito's like,
streamed
yeah.
it. She streamed it.
She streamed it.
She had it on her phone.
That's right.
Yeah, she watched the,
Nobody
while
rents
she was,
anything, they stream. I'm sorry.
She was stuck in the paint universe.
Yeah.
She watched the,
It's the Ink
Care
World.
Bears too.
The Ink World.
the Ink World.
Yeah.
How'd she get out of that one? I don't
In Care Bears 2?
That's
Or
the one that
paint
she went to twice
Oh,
because she mentioned that one as they were
Hard to
passing
eat.
through it, and it's like, all right, so
Yeah. It's hard to eat there.
Bring a towel.
It would be,
You'll be
wouldn't
fine.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
would be
it
very hard to eat.
Don't forget to
to
bring a
move,
towel.
I think, also to move.
Yeah.
If you're made
You're
of
all
fucking
paint.
paint.
You're flowing. You like water,
Oh
like
my
Bruce
God!
Lee
You guys
says.
got to see the Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I do want to see
Can't
that.
wait till
Yeah, you
it's,
brought that up
talk
last
about
week.
that.
That
I
looks
wanna
like a
see that.
really good
I'm just
movie.
thinking about the different universes in that were unrelated, but related at the same time.
All right.
But yeah, I thought she did, and they give her backstory very quickly, which I thought was easy and
Yeah.
very nice. That's
Simple
it.
to the point.
That's it. Her parents. That's
Yeah.
not what she did to them, but they were
Got
gone. They're
stung
gone.
by a bee, and that's all it took.
Yeah, they were.
Ow!
She's like part of some. They're like called starlings.
I'm
She's part of some.
Oh, is that why they've got the star shape?
Yeah.
It was called a starling. There was like a bunch of little girls that were all experimented on, and,
Oh, I didn't know that.
and they developed these powers. And she's got that
Waiting
power.
in the
She
sky.
can punch the stars.
Don't get stung by a bee, or you'll be waving bye-bye.
I don't know how much they do.
'Cause they go
I haven't
right
read
for
too
your
much of
eye.
her like jumping universes. More so, just like transporting from spot to spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a night crawler.
She had a cool story with like Spider-Man that I liked, where he comes to her neighborhood to help out.
Oh,
which I
cool.
thought was kind of cool, but yeah, not overly interesting. Or she's she's an alright.
She was
character.
fine. I thought she was.
Yeah, but I thought she
entertaining,
she
good
definitely held her own.
actress. Yeah.
She held her own for sure on this movie,
Yep.
which
Yep.
I thought was a tough feat, considering.
A sidekick
Who else
in
is
a
in that
movie
movie?
goes either really good or really bad. And
well, it's
No,
got
she
this,
did-
Especially with
She
somebody so
definitely
young, too.
between Elizabeth Olsen and Benedict Cumberbatch, she held her own.
Oh, totally.
She was.
Yeah.
like,
and
you
this
can
is Big
definitely
Trouble in
respect
Little
that.
China, man. She's technically the hero, and he's kind of riding her coattails
Yeah.
through this
true.
universe.
Yeah, that's
true.
you're
'Cause
right.
he's kind of
Yep.
struggling
Yeah.
with what to do. He's sliding through like hallways when the shadows
Yeah.
come in, and they're like,
Yeah,
"What is it?" He,
shooting
like,
the gun
flies
and
past
having the
them.
plaster come on his head.
They're like, "Oh, it's you, Steven. Why'd you scare us for no reason?"
But once again,
It's Doctor.
I stand by the fact that Jack Burton screwed up the knife throw at the end on purpose so he could have the knife thrown back to him.
Definitely not.
Definitely so.
No. He missed.
No,
He
he totally did it on purpose
straight
because he
up
knew
missed.
he could do that bottle move.
Nope.
He definitely.
He did it so effortlessly.
He did. He
I'm going
caught
to
it.
fight you on this.
He's
I'm
so
gonna win.
surprised when
Let's
he
just
when
He
he
is
connects.
not- well, we're gonna
he does everything effortlessly.
watch every he does.
He doesn't put any effort in.
He's so surprised.
the point.
You've never seen anyone more surprised that they caught a knife than you have that guy.
Well, we're gonna right after this. We're rewatching.
We'll
the
watch
scene.
that scene,
We'll
for
watch the
sure.
scene.
Jesus.
He did it on purpose. And even if he acts surprised, he's only acting. Just a mind fuck
only
low pan further. So, it's all right. I know I'm right. Good.
All right, that all we got?
right, cool. That's all we got. So go see it. And what's making our geek flags fly, gentlemen? Wants to launch this off. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think we've all got the same stuff pretty
All
much
right.
this weekend, right?
Want me to go?
Well,
Go ahead, you
I'm
start.
going to go with Stranger Things.
Yeah,
my
that's
wife
on
and
my
I
list.
watched all the episodes of Stranger Things that
Me
are
too.
on Netflix. This season's great. It's my favorite season since the first.
Agreed.
And I really did not care that Stranger Things was coming back. I got to admit, it was so long. I really lost interest in it.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't a huge fan of the way the third season ended.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of like, whatever. But I watched it because my wife likes it. The kids like it. And this season is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
It is, if you're a horror fan, this season is for you.
Especially an 80s horror fan.
If you're an
because
80s horror fan.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm like 3. I got
Okay.
3 left.
Then that's
but
all I'm gonna
everything
say about
I've
it.
seen so far is
I've put
pretty,
off watching it.
pretty awesome.
I kind of wanted to wait until July, but if we're going to do
You
an
can't.
episode on it, I can't.
No, we'll
because
yeah.
now I'm going to give you shit if you're going to wait this
Did
long.
people really dislike season 3 that much? Because
No,
I like season
well,
three.
I mean,
most
I
people
wasn't.
liked it.
I lost interest, and I wasn't excited.
that's what
for
I
this.
feel like the general.
But I was going to
feeling
put.
was.
I like intended to put it off until July because the second part is coming out in July, and I don't
right.
want to wait. Like I'd rather just watch the whole
watch
thing.
it all at once.
But
Yeah, it's.
I'll watch it.
I feel like
Damn
based
right
on
you
people that I know who are were fans, are fans.
Yeah.
They kind of lost interest after season 3. I was very excited when I saw that trailer for the new season. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this could be really.
But don't
really
forget
fun.
too, it also feels like it's been 5 years between
Yeah, it's
season
been
3 and
forever.
season
It
4
almost
because
feels.
Yeah.
you know the COVID put everything on
the
hold.
kids
for a
graduating
while.
high school yet?
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
college.
Dude,
I mean-
Nancy, the one that plays Nancy,
got
like the
3
older
more years
sister,
of school. They
she's
said they
supposed
have
to be in
3
high school.
yeah.
She's 27 in
Yeah.
real life, and now she's starting to look it because I'm watching it. and I'm like, she's got
Oh, yeah.
wrinkles.
So it's older.
I'm like, she's got wrinkles.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at like they're all like especially the older kids like
Oh, yeah.
are pushing like 30.
I do.
Finn
I,
Wolfhard looks like Howard Stern.
Oh, my
now.
God.
He can't pull it
Oh
off.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
really
yeah,
good.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, if they ever do
Stork.
like a private parts too, he's
Yeah.
all in.
Yeah.
I do.
They ain't cute.
They've with their audience, you know, who has
Yeah.
grown up with this series.
Yeah.
You can tell it's just like they amped it up year after year after year. Now it's just like no holds barred. The show was out of control.
I am.
And there's
I
one
can't
more.
say
They want to do
people
one
haven't
more
seen it yet.
season after this.
Oh,
The
there's gonna be
Duffer
another one?
Brothers have a plan. They always had a 5-year vision for the show.
It's a retirement community. They're all
Probably.
They-
the upside down nursing home. All the
Where the
Probably
jello
not far
is
off,
pudding
Mark.
and the pudding's jello.
In this universe, the pudding eats you. There is a lot of
sentient yogurt.
a lot of good characters in that one, and check it out. That would be the biggest thing. Other than that, I'm still continuing. Last time we had talked about it, I had only seen episode 1. Strange New Worlds just gets better.
Yeah,
It does.
Yeah, it's really
Yep,
good.
it
I
really
absolutely
does.
love that. Best modern Star Trek thing I have seen yet. And
Agreed.
my wife made the bold statement of saying she likes this captain better than Kirk.
I'm hearing
I
a
couldn't
lot of
way
people
better
are
either.
saying that Pike, and we're only like 4 episodes in.
Yeah.
A Pike is a lot of people's favorite captains overall.
I can't go that far yet, but I'm getting closer to it.
He's really good.
I'll always love Picard first, but between
He
Pike
seems
and
to have
Kirk,
that balance between like Picard and Kirk. Like
Yeah.
he can be diplomatic,
Yeah.
but he's
Well,
also
both
a man
of
of
them.
action
Sure.
too. More so than Picard
He's got the
was.
charm.
And he's got a
and-
lot of
and
charm.
the intelligence, the
He really
patience,
does.
the maturity.
Triple threat, quadruple threat.
Oh,
Yeah, he's got all those things you just said.
yeah.
That's 4 things.
Making Tito, he's making Tito swoon over here.
Those 4 things. That's a lot of things.
I do have one more thing, one more announcement very quickly. This was
yeah?
posted today that I'm really excited about. Monster Expo returns. It's coming in October.
In
Mark
Taunton.
Patton,
Taunton,
yeah,
yep.
in Taunton.
Yeah.
Mark Patton from Nightmare on Elm Street 2 is signed on to be a guest there to sign autographs. But now they're going to do a screening of the documentary that he was in called
awesome.
Scream
Scream
Queen,
Queen.
and then he's going to do a Q&A after.
Oh,
That's
cool.
awesome.
So I've been building this up. I'm going to be there. All the greats, some of them we've had on our show. Derek Rook will all be there. Some of the guys from Chicken Chat, Rubber Chicken will be there. We're all going to have tables there. Come check the show out. It's
Yeah.
awesome anyway. But you have got it. The documentary, if you have not seen Scream Queen, is awesome. If you're a Nightmare on Elm Street fan, if you're a fan of Freddy's Revenge. Tito and I, we did an episode on it on Monster Cereal and really dive deep into that movie.
Yeah, I didn't know how much I liked this movie.
Yeah.
I never realized how much I liked that movie.
So I thought this was really cool that Mark Patton's going to do this.
Just the history behind it.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a
and,
great
and what this
documentary.
movie did to him.
It's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing. It's insane.
See the documentary anyway, and then come see
Is
it
it
again. at
still
Monster
streaming?
Expo. Still
Is it
streaming on Shudder. Yep.
Okay. That's where I saw it, but it was like a year or so ago. I didn't know
I
it
haven't
was
seen
still
it yet.
there. Good. Check it out.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And that's mine.
Nice.
Cool.
I go. I know there's 2 episodes left of Unburied. I haven't listened to those yet.
Yeah, same here too.
In the meantime, while I was waiting, I jumped on and started listening to The Wastelanders.
Yeah.
Old man
Logan?
Star Lord,
Oh, Star-Lord.
which is I'm like 8 episodes in. I think there are 2 left.
What's
It's
that one
really
streaming on,
fun.
Tito? Spotify?
The green one, yeah, Spotify.
The green one.
And
The purple icon is Apple.
The first
In,
one,
in another universe, Spotify's red.
Yeah,
Red.
yeah, red and
the
green
red
are
app.
switched.
but that's the first story. I think Hawkeye is the second, and Black Widow is
Yeah.
the third.
Yeah.
And I think Doom is going to be the fourth. But this is really fun. It's Peter Quill and Rocket are the last of the Guardians. They end up on Earth, and they haven't been to Earth in 30 years. So Peter Quill is, where's Captain America? Where's Iron Man? How are all these bad guys in charge?
Wow.
And they end up, and based on the conversation we had about Doctor Doom when we had that episode, it's everything you expect out of a Doctor Doom,
Yeah.
like his territory and how he runs it, and how he sees the world and how he thinks he's helping.
They're all
these
connected,
people.
right?
They're all
Right?
connected
At the
to that.
Wastelanders series.
Yeah.
Now,
They're all
are
part of that
these
Old
are
Man
these done
Logan.
like a radio play too, like Batman
Yeah.
was, or is it
Yep.
narrated by somebody?
No. It's
No,
done
they got
like
the sound
Batman
effects and
and
everything.
Barry.
Yeah,
So
there's a lot.
Rocket-
They're popping up everywhere.
Oh, nice.
Rocket is Chris Elliott. And,
Chris Elliott.
Yeah.
No shit.
and
Wow.
Star-Lord
These
is,
pipes are clean.
Take my strong hand.
Star-Lord is, oh man.
Watch my fanny. Watch my fanny.
The guy who played Poindexter in Revenge of the Nerds. What
Oh
was
my
his name?
God. Yeah. What was his name?
It's like Timothy something.
Timothy Butterfield. Timothy.
Bottoms.
No, not Bottoms. It's
No.
Butterfield or something like that.
Butters.
Busfield.
Busfield.
Oh,
that was
Timothy
close.
Busfield. He's Star-Lord.
Samsonite. That was way
But
off.
like Emma Frost is a character. Craven is a character.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool.
Craven the Hunter.
Nice.
Yeah, he works for Doom and he's hunting them.
Ah, nice.
It's
does
very
sound
cool.
good.
Emma Frost owns this nightclub called Heaven and Hellfire Club.
That's awesome.
It's a lot of fun and it's
Cool.
funny.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
they
yeah?
really play up that dynamic between Rocket and
Oh, I'm gonna
and
check
Peter
it out
Quill.
then.
It's very fun.
Now these originally dropped like last summer, didn't they?
Yeah, they.
So I remember hearing about
believe
him, like,
so.
at least a year
Yeah,
ago.
I believe
Yeah.
so. And it's fun. I don't know if you read Old Man Logan.
I'm aware of it.
The
I
Black,
haven't read
the
it.
Black Widow one came out not too long ago, and
Very
the
recently.
Doom one is the next one that's
and then
coming
they're
out.
gonna try to
Yeah.
combine them all. I think bring Wolverine back for the
Cool.
Logan one.
Nice.
That's a great storyline.
Yeah.
Old Man
is
Logan.
fucking
I heard it
awesome.
was good.
So
I
good.
heard it was really good.
But yeah, that's like the only new thing I've been really into.
That story makes you realize how dangerous Mysterio is. And
Oh yeah. What he does.
Without
Yeah.
Oh, Old Man
Without
Logan?
giving it. Yeah. Yeah. When you find out. Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Just gotta check it out. Read it.
Yeah.
No,
see
I
it.
will.
Yeah.
All right, me?
Yep.
Okay. So, like Mark, I checked out Stranger Things. I've watched all 7 episodes of the first half of it. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think it's my favorite season, like you, Mark. Also, Obi-Wan Kenobi on Disney Plus
Oh,
dropped
that's right, I
this
did see
weekend
that,
too.
yeah.
The 3rd episode dropped today as of this taping, and it is fantastic.
Cool.
It is awesome. Stuff that I'm looking forward to this coming weekend as of this recording. The Boys season 3
Oh, that's right.
is on
Yeah.
Amazon.
I almost forgot about that.
That drops.
Yep.
And also the Orville returns on Hulu for their 3rd season this weekend as
That's
well.
awesome.
So there's a lot of cool stuff to
Good,
watch,
good,
boys.
good,
A lot of
good.
cool stuff to check
Can't
out.
wait for the
Good.
boys.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
Yeah, no, same here. Jensen Ackles is Soldier
Yeah,
Boy.
yeah.
Have you seen the little clip that he did where it's kind of like a take on Captain America doing the PSAs?
No.
Yes.
Where he's freaking out at the director, like, yeah, we're not doing one more fucking take.
No, I
he's
wanna watch
like
that.
bitching about the coffee they bring him. It's like,
That's awesome.
is this hot? I asked for cold. Iced coffee. And he throws it on the floor. So yeah, that's kind of what's making my geek flag fly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I saw Top Gun Maverick last night,
Hey.
and I effing loved it. It was great. It was if you're a fan of the original movie, you'll love it. It's got really good reviews in general right now. I know that. But yeah, I mean, if like it just from start to finish, it opens up and it gives you the nostalgia feel right away. Like it opens up with the same way that the first one did. The movie pretty much centralizes around the relationship with him and Goose's son, who was lovingly called Rooster.
Miles Teller.
Yeah, Miles Teller, who sucks, and I hate Miles Teller. I'm not a fan of him.
Yeah, we aren't either.
But he looks so much like Anthony Edwards in this movie that it's I totally was able to forget it was him. I just kind of like it's Goose's son. It's Anthony Edwards Jr. That's all. Tom Cruise was really good as usual. Val Kilmer shows up, and there's some like really heartwarming moments, and the story's great, the action's great, the flights, the whole mission that they're on. Overall, it's a kick-ass movie. It's awesome.
Did you see the Gotham Knights trailer?
Unfortunately, I did. Yes,
It looks like
yes, I
Gossip
did.
Girl. It looks like an episode of Gossip Girl.
There's an article that I saw
Have
that
you
they
seen
were
the
like,
trailer for it?
it
looks like
feels
garbage.
like a parody of of every CW show.
Yeah.
It looks terrible.
It's like I don't know. It's weird because it looks like it plays out like a scene. It's like a minute and a half of a
I
scene,
gotta- I gotta see
and
this
then it
trailer.
turns into like
Yeah.
what's coming. You're like, Jesus, this is a fucking shit show.
And like
This is gonna be terrible.
I already can't stand any of the characters. And they're characters that in the comics I love, but like these God,
Like I know
stop.
100%, I'm never gonna see that show.
All right.
I unfortunately
Unless you guys make
will
me.
say
So
that
you're gonna
I will probably
I won't
gonna check
do
it
that.
out.
I will
Unless you
probably
make
check
me,
it out,
I
but
will
I don't
probably
think
never
I'm
see
going to
it.
be able
Yeah.
to
Just to
watch
see
it.
if you're like pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I'm not going to be pleasantly surprised. I guarantee.
I doubt it. And I haven't even seen the trailer
It's
yet.
like 3.5
I've just
minutes
seen
long,
the
too.
stills.
It is.
Oh,
It's
really?
a long. Yeah,
It's an epic.
We gotta check this out.
yeah.
I did see that Mission Impossible trailer. That looks awesome.
That looks.
does.
Yeah, and it's part one.
And I sent this to you, and I don't know because I watched the trailer like 5 times. That new Willow series that's coming.
Oh, I did
I'm
see. Yeah.
very
Yes.
excited for
I
this.
am too.
Yeah,
I'm
that
very
does look
excited
good.
for this.
Suppose I like they don't show him, and I don't know if he's going to be in it, but apparently Mad Mardigan has a big part
Really?
of the
Well, his-
story.
The Sorsha character is in the
Yeah,
trailer.
yep.
Joanne Whaley is in the
Yeah.
trailer, and I
So-
was like, oh, at least they got her.
Yeah.
Like you see
Like
brownies
after
very
seeing
quickly.
Top Gun, I don't know how they would actually put him in the show,
Yeah.
but they did say something about him being a part of the show.
They'll find a way.
So
Well, that's the thing. Like, if she's old enough, then he would have to be still old enough in that world to, unless he, died or whatever. It's the greatest swordsman that ever lived.
That's right.
Cool.
Suck it.
All right. And there you go, folks. That's how we're going on. Suck it. Peck. How about some of that water, Peck?
Use the wand, Willow.
Hello. All right.
You idiot.
Good show.
Yeah.
Good show. Great recommendations. Well done, boys. This was such a good show. This makes me want to go back and listen to more shows.
How can I do that, Mark?
I knew how to. If only I was smart enough to remember this. Brian, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're our only hope.
Well, our podcast can be found pretty much anywhere podcasts are available, but we like to tell people to go over to our website, where you can find this episode and all of our past episodes. And our website is www.3gdpodcast.com. That's www.
The number 3. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was like
three.
a left curve.
Get on.
Number is 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Same combination of my luggage.
That's www.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
From there you can find all of our past episodes. You can find links to all of our social media presences, such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the like. You can also find places where you could rate and review the show. Our email is there, as well as our Ko-fi page, where if you really want to support the show, you can send us a few bucks our way. It would really help towards keeping the show going. So thank you very much, as always, for listening. And now back to you, Mark.
Excellent, folks. Thank you very much for listening to us, as always. Until next time, I am Mark.
I am Derek.
I'm Brian.
I'm the number 4.
Casey Jones.
I'm Casey Jones.
The number or
I'm
the
Casey.
letter 4?
I'm Tito Jones.
I'm the letter 4. I'm Tito Jones. Good night, everyone. Good luck. And keep watching the skies, because, oh, look, a cloud. Bye. Don't laugh. I saw a fight at Great Woods. I've been to metal shows. I've been to concerts left and right. I've only seen one fight, and it was between two crusty old white people at Great Woods fighting over a seat. Yeah,
What was the show?
honest to God. It was a John Williams concert.
No shit.
It was a John
They were
Williams
fans.
concert
Yeah.
at Great Wood, and said, "You're in my seat." No, these are my seats. No, man, they were up and they had to be pulled apart. These two
Fisticuffs.
crusty old white.
I came to see the greatest film composer ever. Get out of my seat.
You were making out during Schindler's List. I saw you. Wow. Damn. We got the soundtrack going for our multiverse stories.
Is
it really?
Be the TV because my phone's off.
That's
Tito's looking at porn, but he's got the sound off.
That is a lot of dicks, Tito. My God.
It's a Swiss Army film.
Baker's dozen.
I'm looking up stuff. You guys are-
The Baker's Dirty Dozen.
I love Brie Larson. I love her. She's great.
We're still in the multiverse.